Hola, bienvenidos to this week's Tarot Talk. My name is Auris, and we are discussing the week of August the 16th through to the 22nd. We start off on Monday the 17th with Mars in Cancer making a square to Neptune in Aries. This is happening at 3 degrees, and we might find that at this time our way of moving is much slower, maybe even a little bit sluggish in comparison to what it has been for the last couple of weeks or months. We may feel frustrated as we are not moving at the pace that we're used to or that we want to in the journey of accomplishing a vision or a dream. This can really put our faith to the test, as we may feel like we are not getting there fast enough or getting there by the time that we thought that we would. But ultimately, this can result in us becoming a lot more intuitive in our approaches, and when we do decide to act, how we decide to act, and to become more attuned to what our body needs, what our emotions are trying to tell us, before burning out in trying to get to a place or a goal at a speed that maybe is not really sustainable for you anymore. Mars doesn't do well in Cancer. Mars in Cancer is in its fall, and the last time that it was here was last year in 2025, where it had its big retrograde. Mars will not be having a retrograde this year, but we are going to likely encounter similar themes as last year, when we were put to the test and we likely learned new ways of moving and new things about how we navigate our emotions, especially under immense changes in how we're used to navigating through the world, how we're used to expressing our anger and our frustrations, and having to really be there for ourselves as we revisit these themes. But I think that since it is a square, it invites a lot of curiosity and creativity in, okay, what worked for me last year that I can implement this year in this moment in time, and know that I made it through that experience and I can most certainly make it through this one. Again, it feels like a little bit of a test for your faith in yourself, faith in your path, your endeavors, but I do feel that it can invite us into just getting more attuned to moving intuitively. And when I say moving intuitively, it means perhaps you already had planned to have a day where you just got so much done, and then the day arrives and you find that you are not physically in that place, mentally, emotionally, but something in you still wants to move towards that. It just doesn't look like how you originally thought. Instead, you actually rest a little bit longer and only tackle one of those things as opposed to the many other things that were on your list. Maybe the plan was to go and exert yourself and do all of these physically demanding actions, but instead it actually looks like doing a meditation or sleeping a little bit more, or doing something mundane that feels counterproductive to the situation, but is actually you just trusting that that's what needs to be taken care of on this day. And it doesn't mean that you're failing, and it doesn't mean that you're giving up. It just means that you have to measure yourself and pace yourself, and sometimes things aren't going to go according to plan, and sometimes you might not be at that 100% that you thought that you'd be by the time that you got to a certain moment in time. And that's human, and that's natural, and that's okay. So take any frustrations that come your way, say hi to them, don't ignore them, acknowledge them, and then say, okay, what am I going to do with all this frustration? I'm going to transmute it into something that will help me, whether that is going on a walk, whether that is journaling, whether that is seeing where you can adjust a certain plan that you had crafted out, maybe when you were at 100%. Whatever it might look like, this day will maybe carry these signatures for you. On the same day also, Mercury in Leo makes a trine to Saturn retrograding through Aries at 14 degrees. So the Aries section of our chart is just really getting lit up. We're getting a lot of information from it. This feels like messages of encouragement, messages that champion perseverance, discipline, and consistency, regardless of what frustrations we might have along our path and along our journey. We might feel like we're not moving at the speed that we wanted to, but the plan doesn't get obliterated. The plan is still there. And I think that what the signature is saying is continue to follow that path. Know that you can trust it. It is concrete, and just persevere through it at whatever pace you can move at. It doesn't have to be super fast for it to be successful. You just have to say, okay, I can still see the path in front of me. I choose to have faith in myself myself and then the version of me that created it. And I can still take concrete, measurable steps to feel like I am making progress on something. You may receive encouragement. You may have a conversation with someone that just reminds you that you are capable and that consistency is really all that it takes. And I like that as a co-signature, co-aspect to that square that Mars is having. And really, Mars and Saturn are going to come into a square as well, but we're not there yet. So for now, I am really welcoming this trine that we have from Mercury. On the same day, then, Venus in Libra is making a sextile to Jupiter in Leo at 10 degrees. This is a beautiful configuration. It's really different from everything else that's happening in the sky. It really feels like on this day we're going to be pulled in so many different directions. Where we can take reprieve is the Libra and Leo section of our chart. This might be like a little gift wrapped in harmony and social balance to remind you to be fully authentic to yourself and true to yourself. You will likely feel a lot of validation through your interpersonal relationships as they are reminding you to continue to expand and to keep going in your authenticity, in your uniqueness, in your unique ideas, and into whatever it is that you're being called to grow into. This is a little silver lining at the end of Monday, but we'll likely still feel the ripples of this energy throughout the week. I love that the two benefics are jumping in to kind of give a helping hand amidst otherwise kind of chaotic influences, because I'll take it. Then Friday the 21st, Venus in Libra makes an opposition to Saturn in Aries. This is happening at 14 degrees, and we might feel at odds with authority or some sense of balancing what our values are, what brings us pleasure, with what our commitments and responsibilities are. We might have to make a decision that we aren't super happy about, or we might have to come to a compromise. We might have to negotiate something. Maybe you are in a partnership of some kind, business or romantic or platonic, and the structure of this relationship is demanding more of you than what you resonate with at this time. Maybe you were able to previously show up for that partnership in that kind of way in the past, but now you are realizing that that's not a very balanced or fair trade, and you might have to have a conversation, or you might have to reevaluate, is this meeting my needs? Is this still what I want to commit to? And if not, what can be reestablished? What can become a new foundation for how to move forward? Just as an example. Saturday the 22nd, we have the Sun in Leo making an opposition to the North Node in Aquario and conjoining the South Node in Leo right before it moves into Virgo. This is going to really highlight and illuminate exactly what this eclipse story is going to be shaping up for you. We just had the solar eclipse in Leo last week, where we likely already saw or are beginning to see what it is that these series of eclipses will mean for us. But when the sun comes into this close aspect with the nodes, it does shine a light. We do see it more intensely, we feel it more intensely, and it becomes kind of hard to ignore. So pay attention to what happens on the 22nd, this Saturday, for you to really start to piece together this ultimate story of where you are experiencing major endings and major beginnings insofar as your identity is concerned, and the whole, the collective, society, humanity, and leadership. These little themes that sound really vague at first, but when you zoom in and apply them on a very personal level, can deal with really anything, whether that is a career and your home life, whether that is your own identity and being in a relationship, whether that is personal belongings or shared resources. Wherever it is that you have fixed signs in your birth chart is where you will see the most movement and most changes and developments throughout this 2-year cycle. Then the sun goes into Virgo, where we want to shift our focus towards the facts, the details, and doing what is right, being accurate, because that is going to give us some semblance of being grounded and of having our feet on the earth amidst many things that are shifting and changing. Think about it. When things are in disarray or in chaos, or when there are a lot of shifting parts, there is a lot of comfort that comes from getting information that is just, it is what it is. There's no debating it. We have the facts and we can hold on to that and we can build from that. And from that place, we can then help ourselves and help others. So I quite like the sun going into Virgo, and I think that it can really help us ground and be a little bit more earth-centered, especially after coming from a very fiery sign like Leo. Sun going into Virgo will likely have us being more methodical, pragmatic, practical, and wanting to be a part of conversations that are constructive. Mercury will soon join the sun in Virgo, which will be really helpful as well for our conversations and planning and logistics and all of that good stuff. But for now, the sun is going to start helping us shift that spotlight to the Virgo area of our life. And that's the week. It is kind of all over the place, I'm not gonna lie. It's eclipse season, so things are likely feeling pretty shifty for you. That's normal, that's natural, and it will pass. We have about 2 more weeks of eclipse season at this point, and just know that we are all in it together, and whatever it is that is being shown to you at this time is the hand of the divine coming in to move things around. I believe it is for the best of all involved. I refuse to believe that the universe ever does anything harmful for no reason or is malicious, but that's my own cosmology. I'm going to draw a card just to see what it is that we most need to know for this week. So I don't typically pull 2 cards, but 2 wanted to come out. So we've got La Luna and El Emperador, the moon and the emperor, which is pretty interesting considering that Aries is the zodiac sign that pertains to the card of the emperor, and we do have quite a few little activations happening in the Aries section of our chart this week. And the moon, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. We're in eclipses. So I think that we can look to the Aries part of our chart to really carry us through whatever chaos we might be experiencing at this time. With Saturn and Neptune currently in Aries and Mars being the ruler of it, and Mars being in Cancer, the cards are really emphasizing this dance between these 2 cardinal signs. How do we balance taking action and not being far removed from our intuition? How do we pay attention to our dreams and rest and nurture, but not get stuck in stagnancy or in sluggishness or in not actually going out there and taking risks? It's this kind of dance that we're going to be maneuvering through a little bit. Ultimately, when these 2 themes are merged together, you have a very powerful ruler. Think of a queen or a king that not only takes strategic action towards their goals and ambitions, but that also listens to the unseen messages of their psychic faculties, of their dreams, of the unseen realms. That is incredibly powerful and honestly incredibly rare as well. There is a mastery here that has so many rewards, and not on some kind of like conquering level of others and, you know, exerting power. At least that's not how I'm going to interpret it. I'm going to interpret it as you knowing that you have strength and power in whatever it is that you're setting out to do, and that when you combine that with listening to your psychic gifts and your intuition, it reinforces your energy field in such a powerful way that you are even more self-sustaining through your own energy. I like these 2 cards. They're saying, yes, it might feel challenging to marry something like Mars being in Cancer, squaring Neptune in Aries, or Saturn in Aries, but it's possible. And what comes after that is, again, a level of mastery that is so important and likely will be a game changer for you to accomplish what you want to accomplish and get to where you want to be. I love this. These feel so encouraging, and I love that this is how we're ending this tarot talk. Thank you so much for watching. If you are ever interested in having a one-on-one consultation with me, I do offer tarot readings. I offer a variety of different astrological readings, so feel free to check out my website. It's audisolares.net. I would love to talk stars and symbols with you. I hope that this week goes really good for you. Sending you mucha magia, mucho amor, and I will see you in the next tarot talk. Cuídense.